Hi, my name is Sora and welcome to Oracle Readings. Today I want to do a little pick a card reading about your dreams and what's stopping you from accomplishing them. So I've laid out 4 different piles. This is a bit of an extensive reading, so I've chosen to put a little images in each of the piles so you can better decide which one is calling you. So we have pile number 1 with the writing machine, pile number 2 with a dumbbell, pile number 3 is a floral vase, and pile number 4 is a clock. So you can pause this video now and choose your own pile. And because it's a very extensive reading, I will explain in each of them what we're going to do. And take your time, pick the one that it's going to you, and I'll see you in a bit. You have all the timestamps both in the description and in the comments section. So see you in a bit. So if you chose pile number 1, this message is for you. So I've chosen the writing machine because I think it's a very cool object, and I've been calling this pile while I was working on it the dreamers pile. I feel like there will be a very strong sense of uh, dreamers and people who have lots of ambition and also of desire and are not necessarily going to or are not trying to accomplish these dreams. So we're gonna leave this here, and I have lots of questions that will all hopefully answer with this. So the first set of cards are these beautiful blue cards, and the question that I asked was, what is your dream? So let's see. Okay, better this way. So okay, so what I'm sensing is you might want to form a family. Um, what I'm getting with these cards is a very a strong sense of religiousness and spirituality. So you might want to follow that path. Even in this card, we have a red string that it's often used in uh, spells and witchcraft and lots of keys that for me represent mystery and also like kind of witchcraft, mystery and spirituality. Then we have a floral base that might also hint into a family. This is what this means for me, but it also might mean like wanting a house, wanting material possessions. But I don't really see the connection between these cards as to right now. And the last card is also kind of different energy, and I'm picking on maybe you want a man, maybe you have a crush on someone, maybe you've been longing for love for a very long time, and this is your uh, dream. So this is what I'm guessing for you. I'm gonna pull a rune to see if it helps us see what your dream is. So, okay, Agalas. Agalas is a risk of something going wrong because of something external, not necessarily you. In fact, the rune usually represents something that it's outside of you. Um, and right now, into this reading, what it might mean is that the universe is telling you that you're not working hard enough to get these dreams that you're guessing, and it might also mean that you've been longing for this for a very long time, and you've never really um, there to try to accomplish them. So this is what I'm guessing. Um, a bit complicated. I feel like you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of hopes, you have a lot of unfulfilled paths in life. So what we're gonna see next is these two cards that I ask for to see a bit of your personality, to see how you're like. So the first one is this card, and what I'm guessing is that you're very strict. You might be a Virgo because it feels like a very tidy person, a person who likes uh, rules and really following them, that really likes to obey rules, to obey norms, to follow their marked path. So yeah, you might be a Virgo or you have Virgo in your chart. And the oyster. So the oyster is a water sign. You might also be a water sign or have water in your chart. For example, I'm a Virgo with Cancer as ascendant. So you might be something similar to this. An oyster represents a limitless potential that it's not being put to use right now. And I think it hints to what the rune told us, that um, you have a lot of potential in yourself, but you haven't been using it. You haven't been seeing yourself as someone with potential because you're too scared of what other people might think or what might happen to you if you come out of your shell. An oyster normally, not normally, but might have a pearl inside, and this is what this card hints to, that you have a very big pearl inside of you, and you really need to show this pearl, show this talent to the world, because the world is going to be amazed with you. So a very beautiful card, Oyster Energy. We're going to leave it there with the rest of them. And now we're going to see your path, what you've been through right now, what it's a bit of a past, present, and future situation. And then with animal cards, we're going to see what your path is and what's blocking you. So, first of all, with these visions cards, we're going to see what you've been through and at what point you are right now. So, I always draw 5 cards. Sorry, okay. For me, these first 3 cards represent the past, this one represents the present, and this one represents the future. These two are a bit interchangeable because it's in the middle. Like this point is the line of present, so you might be here or you might be here. You might have not started this path yet, but if you haven't started it just for now, you might start it very soon, or you might have accomplished it. So what I do with these cards is just see a path, not exactly in what point you're on. But for most people that are watching this, they will be in this zone, especially in the fourth card. So I'll shut now and let's see. Okay, so what I'm sensing is that maybe as a child you didn't get this like you weren't paid attention to, like you had a lot of talent but no one really saw it as talent. You were very tainted, you were very just not taken into account for doing stuff, and that has really troubled you for a lot of years because you see people as attacking you, you see people as something confrontational, you see that people are trying to attack what you create, and that's why you don't put things outside. And this is also translating into a big creation desert. I don't know how to say it. You basically are in a bad point from a creation standpoint. Like you don't have a lot of creativity. You don't do a lot of stuff, and that's being caused by all of this past that you're carrying with you. But as we saw with the oyster, the universe wants you to know that you have lots of potential, and even if you've been hurt, you shouldn't let other people dictate what you're ought to do or not, what you should do or not. So again, I feel like you're not really uh, hoping for this to come true. You don't really see a future with this. You let your dreams go, and you're just sort of like um, walking through Earth as a normal person. Like if this card were upside up. I will feel like you really feel now that your dreams are coming true, but because it's upside down, it just feels like you let this go, and it's really in the middle of this. You're really trying to see whether you have hope or not. And for what I'm seeing is that you have lots of potential, and you're also very strict with yourself. So I think you have lots of possibilities to triumph. And the last card is the beach. So the universe right now wants you to know that if you follow this path, that if you don't change all of this, you might not accomplish your dreams. And that will be very sad because you will never see the potential that you have in yourself. And the universe really wants you to know that you have a very big potential and you should put it to use. So that's what I'm seeing there. I hope it resonated. And lastly, well, not lastly, we're going to do a bit of Celtic cross reading with runes now. But almost to last, we're going to see what your path is and what's blocking you. So, path. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So the black egg represents, if I'm not wrong, the fifth chakra, and it basically represents the truth that you have inside. I feel like they're very similar cards, and it's because the black egg represents a truth that you've been sort of concealing from everyone, and that the universe really wants you to open yourself, talk. The fifth chakra, if I'm not wrong, is the throat chakra, and it's the one telling you to speak up, to move, to tell the truth that you've been um, keeping to yourself all this time. So I think it's, again, with all of this, it represents that you have this big potential, this big energy that the universe wants you to put out, and you're not doing it. So what's blocking you? Fish. Fish represents a very changing energy. The fish is also water energy as the oyster, but the fish is much more unstable, and it really lets himself go through the currents without really thinking. And what it might be telling us is that you sort of let yourself go. You really let this bad energy carry you away from your original purpose, and this is why you're hurting, because you really need to take control again of your life and really see yourself as valuable as you are. So this is what I'm getting with this. And lastly, we're going to do a Celtic cross reading to see what the universe wants to advise you. Okay, so for group number 1, okay. Oh, they're coming up, all of them, upside down. Okay. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay. So, what we're seeing here is, first of all, the first rune that we speak of is Laguth. Laguth represents the problem that we're having right now, and Laguth represents speaking with the heart. It's similar to the black egg in the sense that you really need to follow your emotions and follow whatever you feel is right, and the universe is telling you that you're not doing that right now, and that's why everything is sort of going against you, so to speak. So the cause of this problem is Berkano. Berkano represents femininity. It can represent a mother figure. So we can see maybe here that maybe it was your mother who didn't let this creativity of yours be expressed, and this is why you feel so locked right now. Um, the third rune that we speak of is Algath Elgith, and this rune will tell us about the things you have in your favor. And this one represents protection of via the cosmos, meaning that the universe wants to protect you, that you have the aid of the universe. And it's a very beautiful rune, and it's just telling you that you really need to be truthful to yourself, and I don't know how to say it. Be truthful to yourself, and that the universe has your back, and nothing is gonna go wrong. The rune that represents the bad things that are going on in your life right now is Ingwath. Ingwath represents a seed that is already being planted. Because it's in a bad position, although Ingwath usually represents something good, it's telling you that if you follow this path, things are gonna go wrong because you have a lot of baggage that has already been planted on you and that you really need to let go of. As I said here, I feel like if you follow this path that you're on right now, everything is gonna go bad in a way and you're not gonna be able to accomplish your dreams. And lastly, the universe advice is Unsooth. Unsooth is telling us about communication. So you might want to go to someone and explain your situation to know what they're thinking about. You maybe need to speak with your mother or with this figure that really hurted you to have a truthful conversation about what happened and what you want to do in life. And this communication is what will lead you to this happiness through creativity and through expressing yourself. So this is all I have for you, group number 1. It's been a bit of an extensive reading. I really, really liked it. I hope you listen to me if you have these troubles and you really pursue your dreams. So group number 1, if this resonated with you, please leave a like, please leave a comment telling me your experience with this reading. And thank you so much. You can subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. So if you chose pile number 2, welcome. This message is for you. I chose the Dumble for group number 2, and I feel like the people who will have chosen this are people who are a bit of fighters, who have a very physical connection to the world. Maybe you like taking care of your body. Maybe you're very physical with people and friendships and partners, etc. So we're gonna leave this here, this there, and I've asked a lot of questions, so we're gonna go one by one. So the first of all, I wanted to know what your dream could be, and so I've pulled off these 4 cards. These 4 cards are very hard to read. I will try my best. They don't have a general meaning. I just say whatever comes to mind when I see them. But there's a lot of other stuff that might resonate better with you. So let's start. So, so what I'm sensing is that you might want to form a family and have children. That might be your dream. Or also, what I'm getting is you might want to reconnect with someone from the past that you've had a very bad relationship with. And now that you've got into contact with them again, you know that what they did to you wasn't really that bad and you really treated them badly, or it was the other way around, and you really want to soothe this whole situation. And this might be what's in your mind right now, and this sort of could be your dream, I guess. I'm gonna pull a rune right now to see what the universe wants to tell you, although later on we will do a more in-depth reading. But right now I will pull a rune. Okay, so the universe is showing you Jera. Jera is the rune of harvest, and it's also the rune of karma. It talks about a cycle. It's telling you that whatever you planted, it's what you're gonna harvest. So if you did bad things, you are gonna get them back, and if you did good things, you're also gonna get them back. So a very beautiful rune, and it might connect with that we were talking about. So the next thing I asked about was about your personality. We have 2 piles about that. Oh no, did I forget? Okay, I forgot a couple cards, but we will get them later, don't worry. So now I wanted to know a bit more about you, so I'm gonna choose these ones first. You got this card again. Okay, this is a lot. I'm gonna separate them. Okay, I feel like you're a very multifaceted person. You might behave differently with different groups of people. I think, first of all, you're very caring. You have a very strong sense of family and home, and that might be showing with these cards. I also feel like you're very handy, like you like crafting stuff and doing things very tactile. Maybe you like building stuff, or just crafting things. Also, I'm guessing that you are a very intelligent person, and a very classy one. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Person that really likes expensive stuff and really likes to have their house tidy and with a lot of beautiful stuff. That's what I'm guessing with these two. And lastly, with this, you just might like classical music. I don't really get much from this card, but again, as I said, I feel like you're a very multifaceted person. A lot of cards came out when I asked about you, and so that's all I wanted to say. Now, this is from the Animal Oracle deck, and this might describe a bit better your situation right now. A peacock. A peacock is a beautiful card. Okay, so the peacock is talking about a personality that it's so beautiful outside because they really accomplished a lot of things in life and learned how to deal with them internally. In the manual deck, it says that the peacock is beautiful not because of the outside, but because he's so clean in the inside, because he deals with the situations so clearly and so beautifully that it translates into the outside. So I feel like you're a very calm person. You don't get into a lot of trouble. You don't get irritated a lot. You're very calm. You go with the flow, and it's been also years mastering this kind of behavior, but you finally got it and you feel so beautiful, you feel so calm and so happy with it. The peacock is an air sign, so you might be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And we're gonna leave this here. Beautiful, beautiful peacock. So the cards that I said I missed were about your path and what's blocking it. That are from the Animal Oracle deck. So we're gonna see with these visions cards what your path, your journey has been up to this point, and then we will pull out the Animal Oracle deck's cards that I forgot about. So, as I always explain, these three cards for me represent the present. This fourth card represents the these three cards represent the past. This fourth card represents the present, and this one represents the future. This between these two might be a line of present and past because it's a bit difficult to differentiate them. But I usually see this one as the present and this one as the future. But because we're also doing a more general reading, and this is all about a journey, you might not have started this journey yet, or you might have finished it already. So we're gonna see. Okay, so what I'm sensing just from this card, I'm feeling abandonment. Like maybe someone very dearly either passed away or went away from your life when you were very little, and that has really emotionally impacted you. I see a lot of defensiveness, a lot of trouble from when you were little. Like, this is a fairy tale and it's upside down and it's a black night, so you might have feel trapped and in horror of this black night. I'm sensing a father figure, um, but it might be something else. And with this card, I'm feeling abandonment, like someone from your life that really left you when you were very little. And again with this one, like very little family and someone really strong carrying you out. Um, this might be a mother figure, but I'm getting like a grandmother. Maybe you have a very big connection with your grandmother. So this is what I'm getting. We're gonna see the present. Okay, so the present. You feel not only that the past has impacted you, but that the past is following you right now. You haven't escaped from this situation just yet, and you feel like it's coming towards you, that it's haunting you, that you cannot really let off this situation go, and that's what is blocking you. This really bad situation that has really damaged you. uh, you sense that it's still in your life and it's still impacting it in a very bad way, and that you cannot escape it. As you see, here is a black knight again, so it might be a reference to the first card. And the last card is a chess. Okay, so what I'm guessing is that you cannot win alone. Um, all of the pieces are falling out, and I feel like you've tried to intellectualize this situation, to really give it a logic, but you cannot find it because this situation is emotional, not logical. And this is what the universe is telling you is to, if you really want to let go of this situation, what you need to do is get in your feelings, know what's going on, and really let this situation go on an emotional level, not necessarily on an intellectual one. This is what I'm getting of this path. It might not have been for everyone. I feel like it's a very specific path, but if you found this video and you chose the dumbbell, maybe this message was really for you. So, oh no, wait, oh no. I put some of them upside down, didn't I? Yeah. Ugh. That was a bad one. I don't really read these cards upside down, so I don't really like to mix them up and have some of them upside down and others up. You know what I mean, right? So, what's group number 2? Path. What's group number 2? Path. And what's blocking them? Okay. Thank you. So, your path. Your path is a firefly. Our firefly represents, again, an air sign. That it's very creative and very spontaneous, but that has a very, it's very beautiful. They have a very big glow. They're just astonishing, but they're also very quick to fade away. The problem with the fireflies is that you need to catch them in the right moment and take a hold of the inspiration they bring to you in that exact moment. So what I'm feeling is that maybe if you're doing something related to art, or just in general in life, I feel like you've got these moments of really feeling yourself, really feeling powerful, and you really need to collect these type of moments to feel more happy about your life, about everything that you do. As you see, the firefly is covered in darkness except in the place they are, and if this bright fades away, they will just be swallowed by darkness. So what the universe wants you to know is that you have this big glow inside of you, and you really need to use that to escape from this situation, to harvest that power that you have inside of you to be even more happy. So this is your path, and what's blocking you is a cheetah. Okay, so a cheetah is a fire sign. A cheetah represents someone that is very quick to action and very, they don't think a lot, they just sort of act. And I feel like maybe there's someone in your life that it's, very maybe a fire sign, but also like very quick to act. They don't really think what they're doing. They're just quick, agile, and that really makes you feel bad. But it also might be that you rush into things when you shouldn't, when you should really think about things, instead of, rushing into them and getting this fire energy out of your system. Um, and also because the cheetah is something that represents really intellectual things for me, it might be telling you again to really center yourself in this energy of this creativity, this spark of beautiful, beautiful energy, instead of intellectualizing. Oh, I can't say these words. Instead of thinking so much about your life and try to make sense of it in an intellectual way. So now, lastly, what we're gonna do is a Celtic cross reading about um about yeah, a Celtic cross reading basically is about the troubles you're having right now and how to solve them. So I always go silent when I do this, and I don't know why. Okay, one of them came upside with the meaning already out, which is a very beautiful rune. So the first rune that we're gonna see is this one that represents the problem. Okay, the problem is Thurisat. Thurisat represents luck, good or bad, depending on karma. And I feel like what it's telling us is that you had a bit of bad luck, if you feel like you had lots of bad luck in your life, and you don't have an explanation for that, and that's what really blocking you. So the second rune represents the origin of this problem, and it's a wath. A wath is resistance against any obstacle, and it's telling us that it's not only bad luck, but that you don't have a strong connection with yourself, that you don't really, you're not in balance, and that's what creating this big hole of what you will call bad luck, but I don't really feel it's bad luck. It's just that you're out of balance and you really need to work on yourself to bring yourself back. I feel now that with the peacock energy, what we're getting is that you really need to work on yourself to be the beautiful being that you're meant to be. Okay, you might not be in the peacock energy yet, but you can get there. So the things that are in favor are Manath. Manath, no, that's not Manath, that's Ewath. Sorry, it looks like an M and I always get the name wrong. Okay, so it represents ideal partnership. So because it's on the bright side, it might represent that you have right now a very strong relationship with someone. It might be partner, husband, wife, etc. Or it might just be a very close friend or family member that it's really gonna help you through this. So don't really be fearful of asking help for help. These are the bad things in your life right now, and it's so willow. So willow represents harmony. In some occasions, I always say that it represents the universe. But right now, what it's telling us is that you're not in harmony. You're not in balance, and you really need to work in this to let this peacock energy flow through your body. And the last rune is Laguth, and it's the universe advice, and it's what's telling us is for you to follow your heart. Uh, as we've been seeing all of this, Laguth represents the heart, it represents water energy, and it's telling you to really stop thinking and stop acting with your heart. So this is all I've got for you, group number 2. It was a bit of an extensive reading, but I hope you liked it. You can leave a like, you can leave a comment if it resonated with you, and you can subscribe to my channel if you want any more readings. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hi, if you picked a group number 3, welcome, this message is for you. So for the group number 3, I've chosen this floral base, and I feel like you guys might have a very strong sense of family and union with them. You are a very protective person of your home, and I think we're gonna see a bit of that in this reading. So we're gonna leave the flower base right there, and let's start. So first of all, I ask for what your dream might be, and I pull these 2 cards out. So okay, so I feel like you're on a point of making a decision right now into either something very professional and something very artistic. Um, what I'm getting is that you have your mind divided into 2 right now, into pursuing this artistic career, or maybe studying or staying with this more uh, not professional, more of like rigorous, scientific, maybe medicine, maybe something like a doctor thing, a career that you might have already or that you will have in the future. And that's what I'm getting, a point of decision. So we're gonna pull out a rune to see what the universe wants to tell you specifically. So, okay, we have a Wath, which represents resistance and strength. And it's telling you right now to that you have this strength that you need to go through this process, and that you really shouldn't be fearful of it. So later on we will do a Celtic cross reading, so stay up for that. We have a lot of cards right now, so next thing I wanted to know is a bit about your personality. So I pulled these 2 cards and a animal deck oracle card. Did I say that right? I don't know. So what I'm getting is, yeah, again, I feel a division with you. I feel like on one hand you might be a very stable person, a person who really likes their home to be quiet and peaceful, and on the other hand you're very strict and very you obey the rules, and you also like to make other people obey them. Yeah, you might be very protective of other people too. That's what I'm getting with these 2 cards. They're not really letting me on into anything else, so we're gonna leave them right back there. Okay. Whoops. Okay. And this animal oracle deck card, let's see what it tells a tarantula. Oh, I was gonna say that you guys will get a tarantula. I was sensing it. Oh, it is so great. I'm getting chills. Oh, Dios. Oh, I said, oh, Dios. Magnificent. Okay, so the tarantula is a fire sign, so you might be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And what's telling you, the tarantula represents a point in your life where you have to make a very big decision, and you're very unsure, and you don't really know where to go with this. So, as I said before, I feel like you're in a point in your life where you need to make this big decision, and you're very nervous about it. But the universe doesn't want you to be really that fearful of it. So we're gonna leave this back here. Oh, I was so excited because I knew it was the tarantula. Like, you guys had to get the tarantula. So with these 5 visions cards, what we're gonna see is your journey, your path, and with these 2, one of them represents your path, and the other one what's blocking it. So first of all, let's put these 5 cards on the table. 2, 3, bit there. 4 and 5. Interesting. Okay. So these 3 for me represent the past, this one represents the present, and this one represents the future. Because this is a general reading, not all of you will be in the 4th card. Some of you might not have started this journey just yet, or some of you might already have completed it. So the line of division between past and present is right here for me, but it's not necessarily. You might be still on the third card. So, okay, so what I'm again sensing with this is a sense of trouble, of trips. I always say trouble like in TRAVEL, but it sounds like trouble, like having trouble with someone. But no, I feel like you moved a lot when you were little, maybe because your parents work in something that they needed to move a lot around of, and you've never felt like those troubles were helpful to you. You never really enjoyed them. I feel like you have a very shaky um, childhood, and that's might be what's causing this indecision. And it's that you've never felt anything like home, and now that you have to make a decision, it feels weird because you might not know still who you are. Um, Everything that those cards are telling me is a very shaky childhood, and a lot of trips around the world to different locations. Also, friends left behind, a lot of hopes left behind, and now you've left with a sense of not knowing who you are. So the fourth card is the present. So, oh, this is interesting. Oh, I like this. So, what I'm getting with this card is that you might have met a person recently. It might be a romantic interest or just someone that it's changing your life in a very big way. They're introducing you into this world that you didn't know anything about, and they're changing the perspective for you. I'm sensing this is where your indecision comes from, because you either have to follow this person or follow what your, not necessarily your passion is, rather what all of your life you've wanted to be. So what I'm guessing is that um, this big decision comes from a place of um, fear and something very new coming into your life that you don't really know just yet how it's gonna turn out. So, yeah, I think right now in your life, uh, someone very important came in with a very big message, and it's changing everything for you. So, last card represents the future, but also kind of an advice. I see this one as a sort of advice of what might happen if you keep following this path. So, okay, so this is a bit sad. Um, this this card for me, if it was like this, would represent spirituality and following your heart, your dreams, etc. But because it's upside down, what the universe is wanting to tell you is that you have these high hopes maybe for this person, and it's not gonna turn out well. What the universe always wants you to do is what you were meant to, what you feel like you have to do. And if this person is changing your way of seeing things, it might not be good for you. What I want you to tell you, what I'm sensing, is that you might need to discover this world that this person is offering you, but it's very important to you to stay true to who you are and to pursue your dreams, not this other person's dream. So, okay, we're gonna leave that there. And now we're gonna see what your path is and what's blocking it, okay? So, path, a sea serpent. Curious. A sea serpent represents healing, so I feel like you might, as I said before, oh, this is curious. You might have a medical career. You might be a doctor or a nurse. Oh, if not, you work healing people, or you want to study for being a doctor, being a nurse, etc. Because the sea serpent represents healing. It represents this energy of protection and healing energy. I don't know how to describe it better. It also represents protection of the cosmos. The first group also had uh, one of the spirit cards, so this is very important. Like, the universe has a predestination for you. It has your life planned, and it's about this healing energy, about pursuing this dream of being a healer. Maybe it's not necessarily a physical healer, but a spiritual one. So, what's blocking it? A crow. Oh, this is interesting. A crow represents a very intuitive person, a person who might get visions from the future. The crow is said to have three eyes: one for the past, one for the present, and one for the future. And I feel like this is the person that it's bringing you into a spirituality and art, etc. And it's taking you away from this path that you already chose for yourself. And this is what's blocking you from this energy. I want to go back to this from a little bit. As I said, I saw a very big decision, and this might be the person, like, very artistic, very, yeah. Interesting. So, lastly, we're gonna do a rune Celtic cross reading to see what the problem is, what's causing it, what do you have in your favor, and what you have against you, and an advice from the universe. Okay. So, for group number 3, okay. I always go silent. I always say this, that it's just me going silent. Okay. This rune represents the problem that you're having right now, and it's unsoothed. Unsoothed represents communication, and it might be telling you that you're not telling the full truth, that you're not communicating enough with maybe your family, maybe this person. You're not letting yourself really be vulnerable and speaking about your feelings, and this is what's causing all of this trouble. This is the origin of the problem, and it's So Willow. So Willow represents, in some ways, the universe, but in others, it represents harmony and perfection. So it might be telling you that you are not in a very harmonious points right now. You're not very balanced, and that is what's making you so uncomfortable to talk about your feelings. I also feel like it might just be that some people, when Sowilo comes in one of these places, when it's meant to be something bad because it's such a pure, beautiful rune, it means that there is nothing there. Like, you're just not expressing yourself, and this is what's causing all of this trouble. Okay, so these are the things you have working with you, and it's Kaunath. Kaunath is the rune of inspiration, creativity, and uh, something like, I don't know how to say it, letting go of apathy. So what it's telling you is that you're in a very good point in your life right now. You feel happy, you feel content, you feel very inspired, you feel very motivated, you feel with lots of energy, and that's really working with you in this moment. So what's working against you? Uruth. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so Uruth basically is a rune that represents health, both in a physical way and in a mental way. So, first of all, might be telling you about some health issues, but I don't think so, because Uruth also represents masculine energy. It's the rune that represents men, and I feel like this man that has come into your life is really working against you right now. That he doesn't want your best interest. It also might be a person with a lot of masculine energy, but it's usually read as a man. So, the the advice from the universe is Pethro. Am I saying that right? I think, yeah. Pethro. This is mystery and secret, and also karma, good or bad. I meant to say luck, good or bad, depending on karma, but I said karma from the beginning. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that a big secret is going to be revealed very soon, and it's going to really change the way you see things. And for now, you need to wait a little bit to make this decision, especially if you can wait a little bit, because this secret is going to come to life very soon, and you're going to see the changes, you're going to see how everything clears up, and you can make a better decision. So group number 3, this was a very extensive reading. I hope you liked it. You can leave me a comment if it resonated with you. You can also leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you liked it. My tongue is just twisting at the moment. I really hope you liked it. I think it's a beautiful reading with a very strong message. The tarantula just killed me, dude. It was so good, and I really hope you liked it. So, see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye. Hi, if you picked group number 4, this message is for you. So, for group number 4, I picked this clock. I called you the patients, like patient people, very calm, very patient, while I was preparing the deck. And maybe this comes up during the reading, but for now, let's leave it there. And let's start group number 4. Sorry if my energy is a bit more low than when we started, but I've been recording right now for an hour. I feel like my tongue is twisting, and I'm just accelerated a bit even. So the first thing I asked is about your dream, what your dream could be, and a lot of cards pulled out for you, group number 4. So what I'm feeling is, first of all, that you're gonna have a lot of dreams, so we're gonna try to work through them, okay? So first of all, what I'm seeing here, let's see if there's another card relating to this. No, not really. Okay, so what I'm seeing first of all is that you might want to pursue a studying career, something that requires lots of studying and lots of time and effort. That could be one of your dreams, group number 4. Next one is something very different, and I feel like it has to do with something handy. We're seeing a policeman and a cook. I feel like maybe you want to be a cook, you're very passionate about cooking, and that's what's driving you. But also, like, you might feel, yeah, I'm keeping this 2 for now. I'm seeing either you want to study something, you want to be a cook and just follow that passion that you have, but there's also something in your way about the law and studying for something related to the state. Maybe you want to be a policeman, maybe you want to work publicly in some place, pertinent to the government. And these last 2, I don't really get this one, but this one for me means healing, so you might want to just help people out. Yeah, I'm sensing this too, like be the lights in some people's life and just help people out. So I feel like, like group number 3, you're in a crossroads, but for you it's more of being indecisive and time running out on you, and you feel like everything is crashing down and you don't know what you want to do with life, and you have so many alternatives right now that you feel sort of trapped. So let me get something. Okay, these were left behind, so sorry. So first of all, I wanted to know a bit more about your personality, and 2 animal oracle deck cards came out for you, group number 4. I don't know why just yet. So first of all, I want to know about these ones. So again, we get the mailman. So I feel like you're a very organized person, and that might lead you to want to get a job somewhere related to the government or something like that. And I also feel like you're very calm and very tidy with these two images. You might be a water sign, um, and that's what I'm getting with these two. We're gonna pass through to the animal oracle deck cards to see what they want to tell us. Okay, very different cards for you, but they might have a meaning together. So first of all, we're getting two different type of signs. We're getting a fire sign and an air sign. Fire sign, you might be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Air sign, you might be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So the hyena means it talks about a personality that it's very joyful to be around because um, they're very mm, funny. I didn't get the word funny. Sorry. They're very happy and very funny, but deep down they're hiding how sad and bad they feel about themselves, and that's what the hyena means: keeping secrets, keeping a facade. And the butterfly represents someone in a crucial point in their lives, who needs a lot of friends to be around to protect them. So what we're seeing here is that um, you're not lying necessarily to your friends, but putting a facade in front of your friends because you really need them to protect you. And I feel like the hyena is acting like the cocoon instead of your friends. And what the butterfly wants you to do is to get rid of this hyena and to be yourself, because you really need to get your friends around you and really let them help you instead of you just laughing at yourself and your own disgrace, to say it like that, although it's a bit horrible. So we're gonna leave the hyena here and the butterfly here. And now we're gonna see what your journey has been, and also what your path is, and what's blocking it. So first of all, we're gonna lay these cards down. Okay. These cards represent a journey. These three cards from me represent the past, this one represents the present, and this one represents the future. Because it's a general reading and not everyone will have started this journey, some of you might be in the fourth card, some of you might be in the first one, some of you might be in the fifth card, some of you might not have started this path yet. But in general terms, most of us will be in the present card, in card number 4. So let's see. So what I'm sensing is a very troublesome past. We're seeing a fire, we're seeing poison and rats, we're seeing a very tense situation right here. First of all, I think you started with a very bad food. You started bad, maybe generally in life, but especially in this situation, you have a lot of chaotic energy. You don't really know where to go. And this rat, it represents people going around, and I feel like you feel poisoned by other people. You feel like other people have maybe manipulated you or changed your mind in some way. And this just adds up to this chaotic energy of you don't knowing what to do in this point right now, and also a very tense situation that you don't know how to manage. And I feel like this connects with the hyena in the fact that you're trying to snake charm people into thinking that you have everything under control, when in fact you're not doing so well. So this went a bit into the present, but that's a bit normal because the line of present is here. So that's alright. And now we're gonna see the actual present. Okay, so you don't, you feel like your own dreams and hopes are getting anywhere. I feel like you sense that you won't have a fulfilling life, that doesn't matter how much you work, you will never be um, happy and content with the results. Um, I feel maybe like a very difficult situation in home right now is causing all of this trouble. Hmm, yeah, this is what I'm getting for this card. It's not telling me a lot. The present was more clear for me with this card, so I'm gonna leave that down for now. And let's see the last card that isn't only the future but also like a comment from the universe telling you not necessarily how to act, but yes, how to behave if you want a more fulfilling life. Sort of advice. Okay, so books. So what I'm sensing is that the universe is telling you to pursue. We saw lots of dreams here. Maybe the universe wants you to study, to follow this academic life, because it feels like it's the best thing you could do right now. They're building blocks to a higher thing. So if you follow this, you might be getting a stronger house, a stronger sense of family, a stronger sense of um, spirituality and friendship. So I think what the universe wants to tell you is that um, it's very important for you to study right now, and um, that you really need to follow that because it's the best option for you. So, okay, now, ooh, something passed by. Now we're gonna see what your path is and what's blocking it. So, path, a wolf. Oh, beautiful, beautiful energy. So we're counting ourselves with an earth sign, yeah. The wolf is a very strong family member, and what it's telling you maybe is to form a family, to create this strong bond with people that you don't have right now. Problem with the wolf is that sometimes they want everyone to be like them, they want everyone to follow what they want to do, and that's not necessarily good. So very grounded energy, very empowering, very calm, very yeah. What I'm getting with this is that you really need to create this bond with people, instead of using the hyena sort of like to cover yourself. No, you have a higher purpose of being kind and beautiful to other people, and that's the energy that the world represents. And now what's blocking you from accomplishing it? It's an elk. An elk is another earth sign energy, but it's a minor one. The wolf is the higher in the chain, and what it's telling you with the elk is that you have this energy of feeling stable and feeling content with what you have, and it's telling you that it's not enough, that you really need to change how you think and how you behave to have a more fulfilling life. It might also represent a more father figure. um, so if that's ringing a bell for you, I just wanted to mention that. And maybe the fact that you cannot have a fulfilling family right now is because of this father figure. So we're gonna leave that there. And now, lastly, we're gonna pick our runes and we're gonna do a Celtic cross reading to know a bit more and also to get an advice from the universe. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. And 5. So, the first rune that we are gonna see is the central rune, that is Manath. Manath. Manath represents um, spirituality, but it also can represent the own consultant. So it might be telling us that you don't feel right with yourself right now, and that's what is causing all of this trouble. Um, that is what I usually see when that rule comes into middle, but it also might mean that you need to find faith in something in order to move on, because if you keep being this agnostic about everything, it's just gonna make life worse. The origin of the problem is a Watheo, which I think has come up a couple of times, maybe in all of the readings up to now. Um, and it's talking about inner strength. So it's telling you that you don't feel like you have this inner strength with you, and that's what's causing all of this. If you have to make this big decision about a lot of things, what it's telling us is that you don't feel in the right mind to make this decision. You don't feel strong enough to make this big decision. So the things you have with you, this has come up too in an earlier reading, is a wath, and it represents partnership, ideal partnership. So it might be talking about, this represents the good stuff, things that you have in your favor. It might represent your partner, wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, etc. Um, but it also might represent a very big connection, like a sibling, a very good friend, etc. It just represents a very strong partnership that is gonna help you go through this. I think I said it. I said this in an earlier reading. If you're having doubts, talk with someone, because they're gonna really help you out. Talk with this important person of your life. Now, the things you have against you. So, Willow, huh? I I'm sensing we did this just a few moments ago, because it's a very familiar reading. Oh, so curious. Okay, so Willow, it represents harmony, and it might mean that you are not feeling good with yourself. You're not feeling balanced. That might connect with this whole thing. Um, but so Willow is such a positive rune that some people choose to, me included, choose to not give So Willow any kind of negative energy. For me, So Willow represents the divine plan, the universe, destination, destiny, etc. So maybe you don't have anything going against you right now, and I think that's very beautiful, but you really need to work on yourself. Balance yourself. You're very strong, you need to know that. Pethro. So this is what I was saying. This rune has come out in the, I think it wasn't the last one, it was two ago, I think. So Pethro represents mystery and secret, and what it might be telling you is for now to you to come out of your shell, to let this personality go, to become the butterfly, so you can have this fulfilling life. And also, if this important person in your life doesn't know that you're going through all of this, it's important for you to right now come to them and talk to them about this. So this is all I've got for you, group number 4. I hope you liked it. Please leave me a comment if it resonated with you. You can also leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want more readings from me. It would make me really happy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!